Are we sideways? We'll know in a moment. How did it look on your screen? Was it?
You should be live right now. I
Oh,
think.
we are live. Welcome.
Hey.
Welcome back, guys. It's been a little hiatus for us. We had a little glitch last week, if you will, where we had posted it on one of our individual Facebook accounts. So if you missed us on the Key to the Dream Facebook page, we apologize. So that was
We missed you too.
Yeah, it was a technical error on our part. I got to tell you, it was an excellent session, though. We really knocked it out of the park.
Probably our best one yet.
Arguably one of the best. So, really, what we're going to do tonight is kind of obviously reiterate what we went through before, because we don't have that footage anymore. But I think one of the bigger things, and one thing that we did cover last week when we were recording it earlier, was kind of a quick recap of what we did the week before, just to get everybody back up to speed. So,
absolutely.
That topic at the time was finding a home and submitting an offer, as you might remember. And we did get some feedback shortly after that posting. One of them was about negotiating items that aren't affixed to the property. So it's kind of your lane. I want you to run with it.
Things like ride-on lawnmowers. You know, if you're buying a new house and you have a bigger yard than you're used to, and you have the old push mower, you have a really nice ride-on. Can you negotiate that into the terms? And the answer, in essence, is yes. However, it is not considered real property, and the lender,
this guy,
really shouldn't be made aware of that, because it can be
inducement to sale is the word that they use. So, even though everybody knows that obviously a riding lawnmower isn't going to coerce you to buy a particular home.
I'm going to buy your $400,000 house because I love that ride-on lawnmower.
The house, not so much, but the lawnmower is sweet. No, but ultimately, whenever you have those type of items that aren't affixed to the home, you would handle them a little bit differently.
Right, and so don't be surprised, if during negotiations that those kind of things do come up. Sure. Remember, that's not the same as a washer and a dryer. Mm-hmm. Those are things that are expected to transfer with the house unless it's specifically said that they're not. Mm-hmm. But the ride-on mower,
snow blower, blinds, I've seen quite a few times. People like the curtains or blinds.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, what it comes down to is make those things clear that you want those things. The blinds, right up front, because there's nothing worse than you have an accepted offer, you're ready to go, and all of a sudden you say, well, what about that curtain or that tapestry on the wall or whatever the case may be.
You don't want to be too late.
Right, exactly. So, yes, there are ways to do all of those things, so thank you for the question.
Yeah.
Hopefully that helps answer it, but it really is a case-by-case thing, and again, there's ways to do it.
Sure. And another good one that they had was, or a point that we kind of wanted to reinforce, was the second showing after an open house, because it's so important right now, guys, the way that inventory is and how quickly homes are going and how many offers are coming in rapid fire after an open house.
Yes.
So we wanted to touch on that or revisit that concept. So.
Well, one of the big things here at Key to the Dream Team is that we have 3 realtors. So we can be as available to you as possible. And some might argue 3 times as much.
Yeah.
And that's kind of our goal here, is that we can be there with you. So you're obviously encouraged, go to the open houses, because again, why do you want to wait knowing that house is going, first showings on Sunday. It's going to be gone Sunday night, because that's really the market we're in.
Happening now.
So the answer is don't wait, but let your realtor know. Let one of our team members know you're going. Let the lender know.
Right.
So the pre-approval letter can already be done and ready to go. I'm not going to lie. There have been times I've pushed John to get 3 pre-approval letters, 3 different price points, knowing that we might need all 3.
I literally did it tonight before I came out here. One of my clients is going to check out a home in Attleboro, and I sent the realtor 3 different pre-approvals. Just so they're prepared. They knew that I was going to be tied up doing this, so I won't be holding them up. So
Absolutely.
You're not putting anybody out by being prepared. Yeah. In fact, you're making it easier for everybody.
Sure. It's our job to be there. And to that point with the open house, go to the open house. But if you like it, call us.
Right away.
Get right on it. We'll go back in. We can either get to the end of the open house, schedule a private showing just for the realtor. And believe me, the seller will be very accommodating if we say, hey, we had a buyer in the house, they're interested in writing an offer, they want me to just lay eyes on it. before we actually finalize that offer,
Yeah.
they'll accommodate.
They want the offer to come.
They
in.
want that offer,
Yep.
so they're going to accommodate us. They're going to let us in, and we can do that. So don't be shy, don't be bashful. You're not putting us out.
Yeah, and last time that we recorded this, we spoke to the fact that, hey, we understand that open houses are typically on Sundays. That's why we understand what we signed up for. We work evenings, weekends, all 7 days a week. So don't feel as though you're putting us out by giving us a phone call and asking to run scenarios or run numbers or get a pre-approval or your realtor to have a second showing, because that's what we do.
Absolutely. So on to this week's session. Basically, so we're going to now progress to the point you have your offer. It's been accepted. Where do you go from here?
Right.
And the next question is the home inspection.
Yeah, that's the next step.
That's the next step. I mean, that's the big thing right there. So you're going to do your home inspection. You have 10 days from the accepted offer to get that done. And really, I think we kind of beat up that point last week.
Right.
It has to be done sooner rather than later.
Sure. Especially with volume, as you enter into a spring market, things get a little bit more busy. Supply and demand. Home inspectors are getting calls and really booking out a few
Sure.
days. So.
And the biggest thing is, let's say, for example, you have your home inspection and you wait till day 8.
Right.
And then you find something that's questionable, maybe structure of the house, some beams or a support beam, whatever the case may be. Now you want a structural engineer to go in. Well, we have 2 days.
Right.
So again, time is of the essence on that. And the other thing too is, remember, you're hiring a professional fault finder. This is someone who's going to generate a 30-page report
Right.
on everything that's wrong in the house. And I will tell you right now, where you're living probably has 70% of those things that they're going to find,
Right.
whether it be a plug that has a reverse polarity or the pressure in the sink isn't high enough. Or a lot of those things are simple little things that should not become part of your negotiation.
Right.
They're not. It's not a honey-do list for the seller where you hand them the book and you say, "We want all of this fixed."
Right. Or the classic is the roof has 5 or 6 years left. That's one that we
Absolutely.
get all the time.
Absolutely.
And, let's speak to that and whether or not that's something that you should be negotiating.
every
Every situation is unique. Let's face
Absolutely.
it, but-
If you're paying top dollar for the house, maybe.
Right.
If you're not, or there's a concession involved where they're covering some of your closing costs, maybe not. So every single one of those is really unique. But I guess in the nutshell is, if you were the seller and you own that house and you had 5 years left, are you replacing the roof right now?
Probably not.
Absolutely.
no.
Maybe 3 years you will.
Right.
So those are the kind of things that it is something to bring up in discussion. The furnace is at the tail end of its life.
Yep.
The hot water heater has exceeded its life expectancy.
Right.
That might be one you want to talk about. Broken windows. Those are obvious things that I think the sellers will entertain fixing.
Right. So what if there were items? So let's talk about a scenario where there are some items where you really need to get those addressed before you're willing to proceed. How do you go about it? What are the options for a buyer when they have that type
There's a lot of options. You can reduce the price of the purchase by whatever is a reasonable amount of money to get those repairs done yourself. However, I always caution people that does not put the money in your pocket.
Right.
So if you don't have the money to do the repairs, it's probably not your number one option. You can have the seller maybe increase how much they're going to cover of your closing costs,
seller
which
concession.
will put money back in your pocket because it's money you're going to spend on the closing
Right.
day.
It's money you don't have to bring to your closing.
Absolutely. So, you were planning on spending it. Now you don't. There you go. You can do the repairs, hire your own people.
Sure.
If you have family members that are in the business, you got a plumber, an electrician,
Get it
you
done
want
a
them to
little
do it. You're not going to ask the seller, I want you to do this job for me, but I also want you to use my cousin.
Right.
So it gives you a little more control that way.
Yep.
Or quite frankly, you can put the list together and say, I would like you to have this done and show me the receipts that it's been done.
Yeah.
So these are all, realistic options on how you can get it done.
And we talked about last week earnest money and how you're going to have a little bit of skin in the game before this point. So when you make an offer, you're putting in an earnest money deposit. But let's say that we have a home inspection and it's a disaster. There's so many things, I'm running away from this home. Am I entitled to get that money back?
Absolutely. It's as simple as one release.
I did it again. I acted as Joe Consumer right
Absolutely.
there.
I love
Nice.
that.
All
I
right,
love
cool.
that. Absolutely. It's one quick release. You send it on over, get it signed, and that brokerage that's holding the escrow is going to have a check cut, and you'll get it back in a week or 10 days.
And I think, an important side note, now I'll put on my lender hat, when that happens, because it can happen, it's not uncommon, it's really important to make sure that you source that money that's coming back to you. So if it leaves your account and then you're going to get, say, $1,000 check back, you're going to want to be able to make a copy of that so you can show, if you find a home and submit a loan shortly thereafter, that that's where that $1,000 came from. So, and that's deposit sourcing, which we'll certainly cover at a later point.
Absolutely.
But it's definitely something that we are conscious of in the lending world.
Right. Right.
But I think really those two examples where you have the home inspection and you cite a couple of things that are maybe minor, maybe something that you can maybe negotiate better terms for yourself, or even worse, it's something devastating that you want to run away. I think it speaks to the importance of having the home inspection.
Absolutely.
Because, let's face it is voluntary. You don't have to do it. You can waive it.
Right.
Don't do it.
Right.
Get a home inspection every time. And
If
I think we have an analogy
if
for
you're
that.
working with someone right now who's telling you not to do a home inspection or
Run away.
I
Yeah.
mean, you should never, ever, ever be discouraged in doing a home
It's
inspection.
the biggest purchase of your life.
Absolutely.
Why wouldn't you check it out a little bit further and peel back and make sure that there's no major...
You're going to test drive a car before you buy it.
That's
You're going
the
to
one I
try
was
on your clothes before you buy them.
Yep.
You're going to walk around the shoe store with those shoes on.
Right.
But you're going to spend $300,000-$400,000 and not actually check it out from top to bottom.
Yeah, not lift the hood on it.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
crazy.
So home inspection critical,
Mm-hmm.
and quite frankly, it can save you on the backside of thousands of dollars of unexpected repairs.
Yeah.
If you go into it eyes wide open and you're willing to take those repairs on for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing. But at least you know. And for the nominal amount of money of $400, $600,
worth
whatever
that
it
security.
is, it's worth
It's
it.
like a little bit of an insurance policy almost if
Absolutely.
you look at it. At least you know what to expect down the road. Other things that, we have to tell people, if you do find things that are excessive and you do want to walk away, home inspection's refundable?
No.
Okay.
Home inspection is not refundable. The inspector has done his job.
Yep.
He did exactly what he's supposed to do. He found the faults for you.
Right.
You made the decision to walk away, so that is not a refundable.
Cool. And I think that speaks to having some liquidity, having some money, or understanding that you are going to have to spend some money in the home buying process. And that's obviously to protect your best interest, make sure what you're buying is actually in the condition that you'd like it to be. So.
And just to circle back, I would say one of the big things
got a question for you
about
guys.
that.
Oh, okay. Cool.
One of the big things about that is going back to the open house. You go in the open house, you're looking at the floors, you're looking at the kitchen, you're looking at the appliances.
Second go around.
You're looking at all of those things. You're not looking for the problems. So that's why we say, call us. We'll go back in. And again, we're not home inspectors. We're not, doing the under the hood check. But we can find things that you may not see because we do this every day.
Well, it's
We
easy
see-
for your eyes to glaze over when you fall in love with with
Sure.
a home, and
Absolutely.
and having a realtor come in, non-biased or and protecting your best interest is going to help you. But I think we have a question. So
We do. And Robert, come on
Come on
over.
around on the other
This
side,
is
Robert.
the third member of the Key to the Dream team that you've actually never met yet. This
you
is
have.
Robert.
Hey guys, how are you tonight?
What was the question that we got online?
We got online questions.
Can you get it over there, Chris?
Let's see. It's Eli. Hey, Eli.
Eli, what's up?
Missed if we covered it, but there is a lot of issues. Can you still move in the home, or will the bank deny the loan? Oh, it looks like we have answers coming in for you already.
Nice.
Um,
Who's chiming in? Is it
I'm
Laurie?
assuming that's probably Laurie.
All right, Laurie, thank
absent
you.
today.
Way to cover.
All right.
How's
So,
her answers? Are they on point?
Yep.
All right.
Unfortunately,
Figured so.
Eli, yes, you cannot move in if it's major issues, and I guess you can. I mean, you can if it's an FHA loan, for example.
Yeah.
If they're considered safety issues, then your loan is not even going to go through.
Yeah, property condition is really key. And from a lending perspective, first and foremost, the lender never sees the home inspection. Okay, so if they have problems that you are okay with, and it's not going to impact the habitability, which is a difficult word to say, I'm
Yes,
surprised
it
I
is.
got it off, or safety of that home, then usually it's a non-issue, Eli. But if it is a particular loan type, usually government, so Veteran Affairs, VA loans, FHA, and USDA. If it is a safety-related issue, it wouldn't pass the appraisal portion of the process. So home inspection, we might not even know about it, okay? But if you know about it by doing it, you might avoid or save yourself some headache with a possible appraisal issue down the road.
It looks like we have another question in from Eli. Eli, thank you so much.
On fire tonight.
Can the cost of the home inspection be rolled into the loan?
Good question.
It cannot. That is something between you and the home inspector. What you're basically doing is you're paying him directly for a product, and the product is his inspection, and it's that report. It really has nothing to do, again, like we said, it's not even required.
No.
So it has nothing to do with the home buying process. It has nothing to do with the loan, so you cannot.
And I get a similar question to that about, things such as prepaying your taxes and insurance or your closing costs. Can they be rolled in on a purchase? And the answer to that is no as well. And on a refinance, absolutely they can, and it's very common to do that. Here's the school of thought, or the way that I try to explain it, is that when you're refinancing a home that you already own, you already have the equity, okay? Your asset is the home that you own. When you're purchasing, you don't own that home yet, okay? So that skin that you have to put in the game, the costs associated with buying a home, down payment, prepaying taxes and insurance, and closing costs all need to come out of your pocket, or the seller can contribute towards that as well. They call that seller concession.
Absolutely.
So, solid question, Eli. Thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate the support.
He says thank you.
Oh,
All right, buddy. You're welcome.
absolutely.
All right, so we were covering home inspection, the importance of it.
Absolutely.
Some of the things that you can and cannot do when you get that report, and maybe there's a couple issues on it. So let's say that you get the report back. It's beautiful. Okay, there's only a couple minor things that you know about, and you're going to take care of.
Chris is dancing in the streets.
Yeah, we're all dancing.
Absolutely.
So what happens next? Now your offer got accepted.
Yep.
You sent in an earnest money deposit check.
Yep.
You did your home inspection.
Yep.
Now what happens?
You've negotiated your terms on the home inspection, because there's always going to be something.
Sure.
And at this point, you're ready to go to what's called the purchase and sale.
Cool.
Purchase and sale is the actual contract. You've actually done one already, which is an offer. It is a legally binding offer. However, you're protected by that home inspection. So at this stage of the game, you're going to roll into what's called purchase and sale.
Right.
That is the actual contract. That is something that you can have an attorney do, or you can have your realtor do. That is up to you on how you want to handle it. But it is the legally binding contract to buy the house, and that is when the second earnest money deposit is going to come in.
Right.
We can talk about purchase and sale extensively.
Well, there's some depth to the purchase
There
and
is,
sale,
there
and in
is.
fact, so much that that's going to be the topic of our next episode. So,
Absolutely.
Our plan is to be back again next week. Again, we had a little glitch last, so we're re-recording. We'll be back at it next week, and we'll send out. So keep an eye on the Key to the Dream Facebook page for posts and updates. We had a little weather yesterday, so it got postponed.
Absolutely.
So if you're looking for us, just sign right in or log into the web page, the Facebook page, and you'll have your updates and know when the next showing is.
And again, I want to kind of end every session by saying this. Thank you guys for tuning in. Eli, your questions tonight were fantastic.
Yeah, I love it. Keep them
Thank
coming
you for
too,
that.
please.
Absolutely. But if you're getting any benefit from this, if you're getting absolutely anything, if you're even a past client and you tune in just because you want to keep in touch with these guys, or Laurie or Robert, whatever the case may be, share this with people, please. Help us out. We want to get to your friends, your family, and bring this to them. Whether they're working with someone else or not, it doesn't matter. Right. We're doing this to help you guys out and give you as much information as possible.
Beautiful.
So
guys,
thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Nice applause back there.
Mm-hmm.